What would you say is like some top tips for apps and that?
Okay.
'Cause I feel like I learned everything from you.
uh, Make sure that you so know what skills they're looking for. Um, so the main thing would be like the CV. How do you present your CV? And in my first, second year where I did so bad in everything, applications as well
Mm.
as my CV was just awful because I thought, yeah, I could just slap BlackRock on and get a few interviews. Um, but I didn't at all because my CV was awful. Like I didn't actually make it tailored towards what these industries want. I didn't have like good bullet points. My layout was awful. I didn't fill it up. I didn't even fill up my CV. It was like awful. There was so much white space. So make sure that you have like a really good CV to portray your skills and your passion for like learning,
Yeah.
passion for wants to be in the industry you're going for. But also there's a thing that was really interesting to me when I was speaking to my mentor. Like he's a global head at like a big bank. And he told me he doesn't even look at like CVs anymore properly. He only looks at the bottom of the CV where it says you're extracurricular and slash interests. He says he just looks at that. If someone has a good interest that he likes, then he'll just do it. He'll just pass
Mad.
because he says all the CVs now are the same. Like everyone's smart applying for these big roles. Everyone's smart. Everyone has top grades. Everyone has all this experience in the past. But he wants people to be unique, like in terms of their experiences and their interests. So make sure like you put things that might strike out to people, like maybe. So right now for you, like your podcast, your YouTube channel, all of this stuff, like, that's really good. Um, but that's something that's what they like. Um, because everyone's the same now. Like you got all these entitled kids with all these good good experiences, good grades. But everyone's the same. That's what he said to me. So you have to make yourself stand out in that sense. Um, Another thing would just be resilience and determination. Just put your mind into it. Make sure that you put 100% into all your applications, like in terms of doing your tests, doing your interviews, making sure you prepare enough, and just have that passion. Like know why you want to work for that company. Know why you want to work for this industry in this industry. That's what really that's what really struck out to me as well. That's what I learned from a lot of my assessment centers. They want to see that drive in you. They want to see that passion. Um, Another tip is to, as I said, immerse yourself. So that's what I strongly believe in. If you want to be really good at something, you have to immerse yourself in that kind of field. So for me, it was just immersing myself with the news every day with FT, reading all the financial news, making sure that my general knowledge was up all the time, making sure that I could just like spit out facts about how the economy is doing just like that, just because I knew I read the news for the whole week. So immersing yourself, making sure that you understand how the economy is working, how, for example, if you're doing banking, like what's happening in the news about what's going to affect banking in the future, how the market's doing. So that's how I essentially immerse myself and listen to the way they speak. Like, I think that's underrated as well. Like, the podcasts that I listen to, they made me understand how these guys think, how they look at the economy, how they look at their investment decisions. So immersing yourself in that and make sure that you network as well. Being proactive is something that's so essential and what they look for because being proactive is key to being successful, in my opinion. All of these people that I listen to or have seen and talked to, they have shown that they were very curious and proactive from an early age, um, always willing to take risks and put themselves out of their comfort zone. And that's why I've tried to emulate this all the time. Um, and yeah, just using a network. So luckily, I'm very lucky enough to have all these really close friends of mine that have got into the industry, that are working in the industry right now, or will be working in the industry that I want to be in. And just learning from them as well, being able to discuss things. So that will just improve the knowledge overall and improve the way you think. Um, so yeah, doing all of those things. Um, yeah, I think I think that's the main point. So just making sure that you're always immersing yourself in that field, just being proactive, being curious, and using your network, showing that you have that passion and that drive to get to where you want to be. So that's what they really like. That's what really worked for me anyway. Showing that I had that passion and showing my main drive that you really want it. So yeah, that's my main points, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's kind of like the whole fake it till you make it mantra. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be,
Mm.
if you're not a banker, at least like read up about it, have banker friends and put yourself in that position to, to go on and actually do that in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Like some people might not be as fortunate enough to have had that, but you need to show that you're that interested in it. You need to show that you have put yourself out there. Just take every opportunity you can just to and also to create your opportunities, create your own opportunities rather than expect them to come to you. So that's the whole point of proactivity, that I'm trying to put across.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's interesting as well because
Mm.
when people first told me to get immersed into like IBD, for example, I was like, I don't want to read about this crap. And I think it's important then for people to realize that if you don't want to look into, what you're applying to,
Yeah.
that's an even bigger sign to maybe not apply to that or do something else or get further experience in something that you do like.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
yeah.
it's
Sorry.
not like directly related, but it goes back to like, if you're at uni or if you're between like 18 and 24, you should definitely use those years to,
For sure.
find what you like, because if you don't find that, then it's always going to be an uphill battle.
I mean, yeah, I mean, what really helps me is that there's always going to be at least 1,000 people doing much more than you. That's
Mm.
all what I always tell myself. Like, that's when I was applying anyway. I knew people would be, I knew like at least there's so many good candidates out there. Like in the financial field, there's so many talented people going for it. From all these top universities, all these top degrees. And I know that I always tell myself there's always going to be at least 1,000 people that will be doing much more than what you're doing right now. So you just have to just carry on grinding, working yourself. Um, so that's what really helped me when I was applying 2 years ago, just to make that quick change, because these guys have so much knowledge that they've built from like 16, 17, 18, that I didn't have because I didn't put that much work in when I was that young. So that's what I tell myself now, just to catch up and just keep getting to the level that you want to be at. And just knowing that there's always going to be people out there that are much more knowledgeable than you, much more smarter, much more drive and ambition, even though I would say that my drive and ambition is very high, but there's always going to be people that will put more work than you. So you just have to get to that level where you want to say, yeah, I'm putting out the most amount of work I can into this. And that's what really helped me. And that's what really got me to understand that, yeah, work ethic is everything when you when you want to get to where you want to be. Like, you have to put that much amount of work. You can't expect things to come to you. And this is what stopped me from being complacent, because I used to have that mindset of, okay, I've achieved all these things up until 17, 18. Like, I can just carry on being the same. But when you go into university, when you go into, when I went to college anyway, there's so much more people that were so much more smarter than I thought there would be. Because I went to a really good sixth form. So I switched from my secondary school, which was, as I said, a bad secondary school, a really
Yeah.
bad secondary school, where I was, as I said, one of the top students all the time. But when I went to college, I was like, oh damn, like I had to step up. There's so many smart people here, because it is one of the top colleges in North London. And that made me like realize, yeah, I didn't exactly grasp that, because I still smashed like my AS. I got 4 A's. Then I became complacent because of that. But then when I got into uni, I realized, yeah, wow, these guys, there's so much more people, there's so much smart people here. So that's what I always tell myself, yeah, there's always going to be people that are much better than you, that are much smarter than you. You have to improve your knowledge, get to that level where you're happy with yourself. But yeah, that's a constant drive for me. Like, I always want to learn more just because of that.
It's crazy, man.
Mm.